here, mister?
Hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
Looks like you're packing things up here.
Yeah, I'm cold. I got here early. It's cold.
It is real cold out here, Joe. What are you out here saying? What's the message?
The message is the beginning salvo on the Friday night bridge that we're going to take a vote in May about whether we should put in fluoride into our drinking water. And what I'm saying is fluoride is a toxic waste. They put it in nice little bags and charge you $400,000, but it's toxic waste out of the smokestacks of the industrial complex. It's very bad stuff. The dentists like it because it coats the teeth and it does a good job on cavities. However, as it's doing a good job on your teeth and you're drinking it, what is it doing to the rest of your body? And that's the problem. It's not just the mouthwash. You are consuming it. You are putting it into everything in your life. Your coffee, your tea, your beer, your wine, your lawn, your fish. Nobody knows how bad it is, but we do know that 97% of Europe says no. You ain't doing that to our drinking water. And we ought to take the lesson that the people before us said 3 times, no, you're not going to do this. If you want to spend $5 million to set up the plant, and you want to spend $400,000 a year for the toxic crap that you're going to put into our drinking water called fluoride, then why don't you use that money to get the people that are in trouble with dental problems, get them a mouthwash, get them tablets, anything that they don't consume. And that way they have a choice. If you put it in the drinking water, there is no choice. Everybody is contaminated. And the same thing that's happening with fluoride, in the last 10 years, we went through this with asbestos. When asbestos came out, everybody said it was a miracle. It coated the pipes, it kept it warm, and it did all these wonderful things. And then we found out that millions of people were contaminated with asbestos. And we have been burying them ever since. And that's what's going to happen with the fluoride. They just lowered the level that you can put in the water. And that's what they did with asbestos. They kept lowering the level until they got to the point where they knew there was no safe level. That's what we have with the fluoride. And the people that vote in May should say no.
Is it kind of noble of them to try to be concerned about their teeth and people's health? Isn't that kind of a good thing for our, you know, they seem like they're concerned about it. That would be the only reason to do it, logically, would be that it's good for you.
It's good. There is an argument to be made that fluoride, in its natural state, coats the teeth and keeps some of the sugars out of the teeth that cause all the damage. I'm not even going to argue that point. It's when it gets past the tonsils and goes into your stomach and goes into your bones, and anybody with diabetes is going to be in more trouble than anybody else. And children, they say it helps their teeth. But there's a thing called fluorosis. It's the other side of the coin. And what it does is it rots the teeth. So if you don't have the exact amount of what they're saying works, you're in trouble. And if you put it in the drinking water, it's medication. And you cannot use medication in the drinking water because you're going to do damage. And every doctor that testifies, whether he's a dentist or a pediatrician, that testifies that fluoride is good, they should reread their oath. Because their oath is based on first do no harm. That's what's in the Hippocratic Oath. It's inferred all over the place. Do no harm. And these dentists that are telling us that it's good for the teeth and don't know anything about the body structure, or the bones, or the brain, or the kidneys, are lying. They are straight out lying by omission because they know better.
If you wanted to just take fluoride by yourself, do you have anything against that? A person wanting to put fluoride and not being forced into it or just done to your clean water?
They have fluoride toothpaste. You can put it on. You can go to your dentist and say, hey, I want to be exposed to fluoride. He will write a prescription.
I think that's fair to keep it that way.
Yes.
And not impose it upon everybody. In our water, they got us on that because we all drink the water.
That's right. And the EPA and the World Health Organization, who are listed as supporters of fluoride, have already come out and said in the last few years, hey, don't give this stuff to infants. Don't put it in the bottle because it'll do damage.
It's going to be in the baby bottles.
That's right.
Yep. They don't even have teeth.
Everything.
They don't even have teeth.
Yeah, it'll be in everything.
What about all the people who wear dentures who don't have teeth? They got to take it too?
Yes.
Huh.
Not only are you going to drink it, but you're going to eat it, you're going to breathe it. It'll be
everywhere.
You can
take a bath in it, right?
That's right.
You can bathe in it.
Take a shower.
Wow.
So when they say, well, you know, like 0.07% is a really good level. My question to everybody is, if it's in everything and it accumulates in the body, how can you control it? At any level, you can't. Because you're eating it and you're drinking it and you're smelling it. And it's getting on your body from when you take a shower. It's everywhere.
Wow. So you probably had a sign out today, right?
Yes.
What did it say?
It said fluoride is toxic waste, and that's what it is. The other one said don't fluoride our water, and then there was another one that said fluoride is bad for the bones, and it is.
And you're holding a flag here that says fluoride-free water.
And on the other side it says do no harm, which is it's only 3 words, but it's very powerful. And that's what doctors do when they decide to give you medication. They balance out the good it's going to do and the negative part of it. With fluoride, when it goes into the drinking water, there is no limit. You cannot control it. That's why 97% of Europe said, if you put it in our water, we will send you to prison. Because it's a toxic waste.
It comes from aluminum plants. That's what I read.
One of the biggest scams there is.
It's a waste product.
It's a waste product in the stack. They scrape it off the stack. They put it into nice new bags and sell it to the city for $400,000 a year.
Now there is natural fluoride too that comes in the earth, I think, or in the water or somewhere.
Natural fluoride is when the water comes down through the aqueducts, it'll pick up the fluoride. natural fluoride is different than what the additive is into the water.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's purer, it's better, it's less dangerous, and the exposure is very low. But again, if you have it in the water already and you put in 0.07, it's going to add up.
Yeah.
So they can't control it. It's a big scam.
What should people do?
People should vote against it in May, like they did 3 times before that.
It'll be up to everybody in Portland to vote on this, or Oregon, or what is that?
Everybody in Portland,
Portland, okay.
the city of Portland, even though we sell our water to some of the other municipalities, they're not going to be able to vote on that, and they are furious over that.
Wow.
Because it's being mandated, and they have nothing to say about it. Nothing.
So Portlanders speak for everybody as we get to vote in May on whether we're going to allow this or not.
Yes. And if you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said, well, yeah, I guess fluoride's pretty good. But then somebody asked me the question, well, what happens when you drink it? So I did the research on my own. And I looked at it and I said, oh, because that's what it is.
Concerning enough to get you off your butt, stand out in the cold, and show up at City Hall and do these different actions to educate people, right, Joe? To try to get this out to other people.
Yeah.
It's important enough to you, right?
Yeah, it's important enough to me because I have granddaughters in Portland. They're going to be exposed to this crap if it's voted in, and it's going to do damage. And whether it fights tooth decay, there's a big question that's coming up now because some of the municipalities that haven't fluoride are doing okay. And if you listen to the rhetoric on the other side, they will say Oregon is in a lot of trouble. But Portland is not in a lot of trouble, and we are not using fluoride. Portland is pretty normal.
Nice, clean, fresh water. Bull Run.
Yeah, it's great water. They don't just leave it alone.
We're proud of our water.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a shame. So, how do we engage with you out here, or what's this your stand doing? Are you out here for a day, a week, every day? Tell me about
Every Friday from now until the vote in May, we're going to try to be out here. Now, today was a really cold, miserable day, so I almost just, get back on the bus and said the heck with it. So people will have to decide whether it's important enough for them to come out. The reaction I got from the cars that were passing me and reading the signs and reading the flag was really interesting. A lot of smiles, very few negative comments. So it's a protest that seems to be non-threatening to people. And basically what activists like me do is we give you the information and then you do what you want. But you need to know that there is a huge question. So when the pro-fluoride people say, well, 270 million Americans are using it and we don't have anything that's terrible going on, well, there's 6 billion people in the world and they're not using it and nothing terrible going on. So do no harm.
Do no harm, yep. What time do we come out on Fridays to come out on the bridge here?
We're going to try to be here at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. For about an hour or an hour and a half?
About an hour.
Okay.
We try to catch both shifts. The people to get off at 4 and the people to get off at 5. So sometimes we'd like to stay a little bit after 5.
And more information, we can find it on the web?
Yeah, there's a website, I think it's called Clear Water or Clean Water.
Okay. And your website?
And we have a website, Individuals for Justice has information on that website. But what people should really do is just Google fluoride drinking water and bring your lunch because you're going to be there for a while. because the research that is coming out now, the scientists are coming out under their unions and going against the institutions, right? Like the disease control people, their union came out and said, this is bad stuff. But the administration says, it's really good. And it's a message all over again.
Yeah. When I did a little bit of research, it started to become obvious. I agree with you, Joe. I don't think it's good for us. And if it is, and if you want to use it, do it on your own accord. Let's not be forced into it.
That's right. You can go to a dentist and they'll give you a prescription. Or there's a number of toothpaste that have it. Strangely enough, on a toothpaste, they have a warning. If you swallow the toothpaste, contact your doctor immediately.
Wow.
So, what the manufacturers of the toothpaste are saying is this is for a rinse. Don't swallow this stuff. And then you got to ask yourself, well, why would they put that on there? You know, if everybody's telling us that we can drink as much as we want and nothing's going to happen to it, that's a lie. Yeah. It's a lie.
Thanks for being out here and educating me and everybody that watches this, Joe.
Thank you for stopping.
Yeah.
And you have a good weekend.
Okay. Bye-bye. I'll let you put your stuff away.